Hey guys, and welcome to the school station. Today's video is going to be about atoms, and this is actually our first chemistry lesson. This is from AQA GCSE Chemistry 91 paper from the unit Atoms, Bonding and Moles. So today we're going to be talking about atoms and what an atom actually is, and we're also going to be looking at the atomic structure as well as looking at the periodic table and what is an element and compound. So let's just get right into the video. So first of all, we actually have to think about what is an atom. An atom is actually the smallest part of an element that can still be recognized as that element. So basically, an atom is actually the smallest part of all matter. It's basically the smallest thing that you will find. And if we have the same type of atom, it will make up an element. Speaking about elements, an element is a substance that is made up of only one type of atom. An element cannot be broken down chemically into any simpler substance. So the periodic table actually has a table of elements, and those elements actually have the same type of atoms, and an element only has to have only one type of atom. For example, an element is only going to have all hydrogen atoms. It can't have oxygen atoms with it as well. So it has to have only hydrogen atoms for it to actually be a hydrogen element. So that's basically what an element is. And last of all, we also have to talk about compounds. So a compound is a substance that is made up of two or more elements which are chemically combined or bonded together. So this substance is actually made up of two or more elements. So if we have a hydrogen element and an oxygen element, and we actually combine them together, it is actually going to be, for example, water, because it's H2O is a compound, and it's water, and they again is chemically combined and bonded together. So that is what a compound is. So now that we have clarified what an atom, element, and a compound is, we can now talk about the periodic table. So the periodic table is actually a table which contains all the elements of this earth. Obviously the scientists are still researching, but the periodic table contains all the elements, and the table contains groups, and you're going to be seeing that later on. And also there are groups of metals and non-metals, because not all elements are going to be metals and not all elements are going to be non-metals. So it has a different variety of elements that are metals and non-metals, because some of them are also gases. So now I'm just going to show you guys the periodic table. So this is how it looks like. Yes, it's going to look different in every different type of periodic table, but as you guys can see, there are different groups. So like, as you guys can see, each color represents a different group, I believe. So yeah, for example, the red one actually is the alkaline metals. The orange ones are alkaline earth metals. The yellow one is actually transition metals. The green one is actually basic metals, and then we have more metals over here. So it's basically different groups, and they all have like similar they actually have similarities between each of them, which is why they're in a group. And last of all, I want to go on and just briefly go through the atomic structure. So as I said, the atomic is the smallest part of an element, and I wanted to just show you guys what is actually inside the atom and how it looks like inside. So an atom actually has a nucleus in the middle, and this nucleus actually has protons and neutrons. And the proton has a positive charge and the neutron has a negative charge. And then as you guys can see, these circles around the nucleus, these are actually called shells, and the shells have electrons inside them. So this is basically how the atoms actually look like inside. They have protons and neutrons, which is actually in the nucleus, and then they have shells surrounding the nucleus, which has electrons in it. So this is just a basic overview of the atomic structure. So there you guys have it. This is basically our lesson about atoms, elements, compounds, the periodic table, and the atomic structure. So as an overview of what we have learned today, we've obviously today learned about what an element, atom, and a compound means. We also know what a periodic table is basically a table with all the elements, and it has different groups. And last of all, we also have learned the atomic structure, and we've just seen that in our previous diagram. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video video, and I hope this helps you. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if this helps you, and subscribe down below to stay tuned for more the school station lessons, because we provide free science and maths lessons. Bye guys!